Hello guys, my name is Sarah and I am a cosplayer. Today I want to tell you about how I became a cosplayer, why I choose this harsh path, for which reasons. Today I went to the park to film some footages for my Marvin Kiragawa video. I wish that it already came out. But then I thought that it will be an amazing idea to film my cosplay story in my Marvin Kiragawa cosplay. This is amazing. I want to take off my contact lenses actually. I hate them already. So, this is my story. As you may know, or not, I have a really beloved fictional character from Final Fantasy IX, and her name is Garnet Alexanders. She is like the main female protagonist of this game. I love her since my 6 years old, since I first time seeing her, and all my childhood I really dreamed to become like her. I couldn't afford myself, of course, to become her like princess, like personally. This is actually a really very long story too, and maybe someday I will tell you this too. But once, when I was 8 or 9 years old, I found out about a thing called cosplay. I found out about it in some teenage journal that mom bought me, and there was a pictures, side-by-side pictures of anime character and photo that made exactly like the reference. They were so impressive, and this is exactly the same moment when I realized that there is wind, please no, that there is such a thing called cosplay, and there is actually a lot of people who are doing it. But I actually tried to wear some fictional character costumes even before. I will now tell you my really very secret story that I shared with very few people, but I will share it with you. Yeah. When I was 3 or 4 years old, I saw Sailor Moon anime, and I loved Usagi Tsukino so much that I tried to wear her costume. I found in my mother's closet some yellow tights. Is that called tights? Like this thing that you put on, like what I'm wearing right now on your legs. And they were yellow, like really very bright yellow color. And when I saw it, I immediately thought about Usagi Tsukino, and I just put it in my head. I made something like odango, like loops on my head with some cute elastics, and I wore some skirt and white armless shirt and some bow I made from something, and I took a cute pen with some kind of heart or something on it, and I just ran around on my house and yelled, "Prison power, makeup!" Damn, my mom was so frustrated because she couldn't film it, like took some pictures or film it on video. There was no cell phones back there, and I'm really very sad because of it too, because damn guys, that would be a content. That would be what a side by side I could made out of it. I actually made a Sailor Moon cosplay after all these years. It was actually my very first cosplay costume that I made, like intentionally. It was not a Garnet, but I will never show those pictures to you. Well, maybe someday, but not now. I'm not ready for it. They are really very bad. It is really very bad pictures. Okay, I'm sorry. But still, as you can see, it was always with me. I naturally gifted to wear costumes and pretend that I am some kind of character. So I think it's my destiny. I always acted with my destiny's purpose. After I found out about cosplay in journal, I never ever think at first that I will be able to do something like this, like for myself, like make an entire costume. It was even impossible to think for me about this. And years by years, somewhere like 5 years passed, I moved to another place, and I met some friends when I was 12, 13 in my neighborhood. And we were an anime fans, like anime fans. And of course, wherever is there anime, there will always be cosplay. This is like the thing that can't be without anything. Maybe not like a canonical professional cosplay, but some pretending to be as your favorite characters. Like we was a Naruto fans, so we painted our nails black as Akatsuki. We tried to wear some kind of jewelries like them. We made something like kunais from wood. So we tried, of course we tried. We wanted to play. But as older we grew, as more seriously we thought about to like cosplay, not only with some details, but like with the entire costume. And my friends are actually cosplayed Len and Rin Kagamine from Vocaloids, and it of course was not a professional at all. Their parents helped them with clothes. They took like something from their closet and they found wigs somewhere. They didn't even order it from internet, they just brought it somewhere in the city, I suppose. But well, Ren and Lin, they are like blonde haired characters, so it's not so harsh to find wigs this color, but still I couldn't afford something like this because I wanted to cosplay Miku, Hatsune Miku, and it's really very impossible to find anything in your closet related to her, especially with her hairs. I really needed to buy a wig for her. I couldn't afford it for myself because I had like no money and my mom had no money. We were very broke. We couldn't afford it. And I just seen how them cosplayed and I was like, this is really very cool. But still, I didn't went to it. I tried actually to cosplay not even a Garnet, but some other character from absolutely different fandom. I really planned to cosplay Lisa Garland from Silent Hill. When I was 14 and 15 and 16, 15. When I was 15, I was a very big fan of Silent Hill fandom because I was on my puberty and I was depressed and sad and stuff. And Silent Hill is the perfect fandom to feel horrible. Yeah, and I was so impressed with Lisa Garland character and with her turning into monster. Who knows that knows. And her costume is actually seemed not as something hard to do. Well, she had a nurse uniform with some kind of red cardigan on it, with a hat, with some green interesting shaped earrings, and like that's all, red shoes, and that's all. And I really started to picking up these pieces. I ordered earrings from Clay. I found and ordered nurse uniform from the internet, even back there from the internet. And I stopped because I couldn't find this red thing that she wear on top of her nurse thing. I couldn't. I mean, just such an easy part of clothes, and I couldn't find it. I found it after many years after it in my local thrift store, and that's all. But still I tried, but the most interesting that I tried it not with Garnet Alexandra's. Even though she was like the perfect and my most beloved character, I couldn't even thought that I will be able to cosplay her like ever. Never ever. Her costume is so complicated. I couldn't even imagine how it is supposed to be sewn. Like with almost no seams, like on your entire body. So sleek, with all those details. I mean, and her hair, like, and her silver pendant, and her stuff. I mean, what are you talking about? What are you even talking about? Then, when I was 17, I met other friends who studied in my town, and they were anime fans too, but they were a little bit more serious anime fans. They really wanted to cosplay. They had like strong will to it. And since I was their friend, when we hanging out, they always talking about cosplay, they planned those things, they discussed some tricks and tips, how they will sew everything, and I was with them like, But I actually was interested too in it because I really wanted to cosplay Garnet, but I had like no idea how am I supposed to do it. But they were so supportive. They say that it's okay, we will learn everything together, we will find tutorials on the internet. Internet started to grow, there was a lot of things in it, and there were a lot of cosplayers in it, and we started to finding out that it is actually possible to do. It was so fun to do, to plan everything, to walk on those stores and collect your costume piece by piece. That was really very fun. I'm really very thankful for them that they just took me and helped me a lot in my beginning. They were Final Fantasy fans too, and they planned to make Final Fantasy cosplay costumes too, as I am. I wanted to cosplay Garnet, and they helped me really very much. I am so grateful for them that they helped me. Since then, step by step, I started to learn everything. I learned how to make patterns. This is like the very first and very important step in costume steering. I figured out how to make patterns. I found my orange beeswax fabric in my town. I ordered my first wig and I started to style it. I was a procrastinator, a harsh procrastinator. I made my very first cosplay, even my Sailor Moon cosplay. I made it like after a year since I started. After a year since I brought my first fabric for it. But I continued to work on it. I think I was really, as I said before, naturally gifted for it, because I am a very big fan of geek culture and anime culture. I am a big fan of handmade things. Since childhood, I always liked to make things with my hands. And I am a very big fan of acting and playing, actually playing part of cosplaying. I even went in theater group and I wanted to become an actress, like a professional actress. But I didn't pass the exams, but I'm still gifted for it too. And I realized that the only thing in this world that can combine all these three things, like acting, geek culture, and handmade, is cosplay. So I started to work on it more and more professionally. So this is how I became a cosplayer. Actually, when I asked someone else how they become a cosplayer, they actually told me something similar to this. First of all, fan of a geek culture or anime culture. Second of all, friends. And third of all, it's like willing to do something with your hands, I suppose, because cosplaying, of course, first of all, it is something that you're creating by yourself with your hands. Oh, and of course, I forgot about the main thing, I suppose the main thing that will help you to become a cosplayer. This is an anime conventions, of course. Hanging out with your friends in your costume is such a pleasure. I mean, it's such a fun. There is no as much fun to cosplay by yourself, but when you are with your friends, it's like an entire new world. A whole new world. Even if you are cosplaying like characters that you're not really into, if you will find like a friend who will help you, that will give you so much fun to go to conventions with a group of cosplayers. Damn guys, it's better than drugs. Okay, I hope that this little cosplay story was interesting to you. Next time I will tell you about all my cosplay costumes and characters that I made. Thank you so much that you spent this beautiful autumn day with me. It's still greenish, but it's so cold there. I swear to God, I need to go. Thank you. Please leave a like to this video. Please go to my Instagram and leave a like to my Marin Kitagawa cosplay photos and my other photos, and please go watch my Marin Kitagawa video too as well. Thank you. Bye.